Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joan, and today's video is a very special video. Not only did I do the big chop, I am introducing my first short film, The Turning Point. Now this year, 2020, one of my biggest goals was to produce and film a short film. And in my screenwriting class, this was the first script that I wrote. I thought it was perfect. You know, cast as 3 people, it could be small scale, and it was gonna be great. And then Miss Roro decided to enter the chat, and then that idea just kind of went out the window. And pretty much with Hollywood being, you know, in hiatus essentially, and productions being hard, I can completely understand why even smaller scale films might be a little bit easier, but also still pretty risky. So I decided to also go the Hollywood route and decided to do a live reading, which has been very popular on YouTube. I know Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, they had the whole cast come, they did a reading on YouTube. I did see a performance of, I think it's Pride and Prejudice, with the all-star cast, had Lexi Underwood, Jared Belordy, I can't remember who else was in it, but like those are the first 2 names I thought of. And I started watching it and I thought it was really good, so I was like, why can I do that? So since there's 3 people and my third person fell out, it's pretty much just gonna be me and my best friend Mallakah Khoury, who also inspired the character of Mel. And this film is inspired by a true event that happened in my life, and I am so excited to share this all with you. And of course, this is a reading, you know, it's our first time really going through it, so there's gonna be a little bit of mistakes and mishaps. But that goes with every first reading of anything, of a film, of a play, a musical. So I'm really excited to show you guys. I'm really excited. And then after we did the reading, we did some commentary about, you know, the inspiration of the short film, you know, how we both felt about it. And after that, it kind of just developed into a whole like other conversation / commentary about things going on right now. And, you know, you may or may not have a podcast coming from us soon. So hopefully that is going to be coming. I mean, that was also a goal for us in 2020, podcast 2020. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys enjoy the short film. I will be linking down the short film so you can read along with us. And I would love some comments about what you guys think. If you would like to see any sort of short film ideas, shoot them out at me. I would love that. And with further ado, I will introduce The Turning Point. Hello everyone who is welcome back to my channel. Today is a very special day. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing a live reading of my short film with my best friend Mallakah Khoury. She is amazing. I love her. I've known her for almost 10 years. And yeah, so
it'll be like 10 years this year.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's so crazy. I like think back. I remember 6th grade. Like I remember us chilling. It was such a great time. But yeah, basically we're going to start with the reading of The Turning Point. I will be reading the part of Bridget and Joy, and then Mallakah will be reading the part of Mel. And since we are doing a film, I will be also reading the stage directions. So, you know, I'll be saying interior living room day, like stuff like that. And I hope everyone enjoys. And just stay tuned for the commentary. All right, let's begin. I'm so excited. Okay. Interior living room day. Mel, grounded in early 20s, is gathering various items in her bag. 2 shirts, phone charger, and a laptop. Bridget, early 20s, enters the living room and gives Mel her toiletry bag. I hate this. I wish she can stay longer.
I get it. Siblings get the guest room. Also, if your sister rolls her eyes at me, I will go off on her.
See, more reason for you to stay. I would love to see that. She never listens to me.
I really appreciate you letting me crash here while I try to get on my feet. It beats sleeping in a car.
You already found a new place?
No, I'm going to sleep in the Volvo tonight.
I can move to the couch.
No, you already done enough. My mom called me last night.
Did you talk to her?
Talk to her. She is the whole reason I'm in this mess in the first place. I can't go back to living with her.
I think it's time you tell June what's going on. She's been out of the loop too long.
What is she going to do?
For starters, she has her apartment.
Her 1-bedroom apartment. She got that place to escape her packed house. I don't want to be a burden.
I bet if you reached out, she would help.
She would look at me and say, "You need help? You seem so put together. I have to go to work."
Mel snatches her bags and heads for the door. Call her, okay? Don't wait until you're pushed into that position.
All right, Mom. I'll call her after work. I'll talk to you later. Oops.
It's okay, it's okay. We lie. Dissolve 2, interior bedroom night. June, early 20s and oblivious, is cleaning around her bedroom. She picks up a photo of her and Mel painting a room to wipe her desk. The phone rings. Interior bedroom / interior car night. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, I just got off work and I was thinking about you. So I thought I would call. What's going on with you?
School, work, sorority, repeat. I am planning the music social for next week.
I still can't believe you joined that sorority. It's a cult in disguise, you know.
A cult that provides community, honor, and sisterhood.
Then why aren't you living with your sisters then?
I can handle so much happy screaming at a time. Plus, I can't really talk any shit with anyone when you're on the committee board.
You know I love talking shit. I would be a professional at it.
That's why we would make great roommates. However, I treasure my time alone. Enough about me. I see that you've been traveling lately. Going all those different places must be a new sight to see.
What? I am learning new things every day.
That's wonky. My bad.
It's okay. This is a read through.
I'll read through. Before I forget, you haven't sent me any photos of your finished room. Mel glances around her passenger side to see a can of white paint and 2 toothbrushes.
It's coming along. I can't wait for you to see it.
When I'm free next, I'm coming over. I miss your smiling face.
Well, it's getting late and I have an early morning. I'll talk to you soon. Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Mel hangs up the phone and puts it in the cup holder. She adjusts the driver's seat and leans back. Dissolve 2, interior rec building day. Mel ties her shoes and picks up her towel and gym bag. She looks at the clock and goes to her phone. She scrolls on her screen and sees June's picture in her contacts. Exterior day. June parks her bag on Gala Avenue and gets out of the car. She has 2 chocolate shakes sitting in the cup holder. Joan pull, Joan. June pulls out her phone and scrolls to Mel picture. Exterior street / interior rec building day.
Hello?
Hey stranger, what are you up to?
I just got done getting dressed.
Perfect. FYI, I am the greatest friend.
What makes you say that?
I got us chocolate shakes.
From Quick Shakes?
Yes, ma'am. On a side note, it's amazing how much the neighborhood has grown over the course of the year.
What neighborhood?
Yours. Who else? Mel's eyes grows wide as she gets up to start walking.
Hold on. Where are you?
I'm outside your house. Down the street, to be exact. There's so many cars in the neighborhood.
I'm not home.
Long pause. You just said you got dressed. You did that in the streets?
I spent the night with the guy last night.
Oh, I see you, Mel. Getting your dates. These drinks are melting by the minute. Why don't we meet at Goodale Park?
Perfect. I'm nearby.
Cool. I'll see you in 15. Mel hangs up the phone and breathes in a moment of relief. She goes up to her car and sees an empty spot. She spins her head around the area and doesn't see her car. She looks above the spot and reads a sign, "No parking, tow-away zone."
Fuck.
Exterior park day. June pulls up to the park and puts the car in park. She grabs the shakes when her phone rings. Exterior park / exterior street day. Are you here yet?
No, I'm stuck.
Stuck where?
I'm in the town square near the Y. My car got towed. Can you pick me up?
Of course. I'll be there soon. Interior car day. June pulls up to the sidewalk where Mel is sitting on a bench. Mel grabs her items and gets in the car. Hey friend, do you have the impound lot address?
Hold on one second. Wow, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Yes, it's 5150 Long Branch Lane.
Thanks. It's only 10 minutes away. Was the guy you were living above, the guy that you were with living above the Y?
No,
Okay, so how did you get your car towed here?
because I was at the Y taking a shower.
June pulls over to the parking lot near the impound lot. Mel, you're confusing me. Be real with me. Are you okay? Mel gives a lazy shrug to June's question. Mel, you can tell me anything. You know I won't judge you, right?
I'm living out of my car. I have been for the past 6 months.
June stares in disbelief.
My mom and dad got divorced earlier this year, and instead of trying to help me with and my sisters, she shacked up with her boyfriend. We lived in a motel while she got to live in a new house.
That's fucked up. Who was paying for the motel?
I was for a while, then Rami moved with her boyfriend in Florida, and Beza moved in with her dad, which is another long story. I thought if they can think about themselves, so should I.
So you've been couch surfing?
It's better than living in a motel with crackheads.
How come you didn't tell me until now? Modest pause.
I'm a prideful person, and I thought I could do this alone. I didn't want to cramp your style by my inconvenient presence.
Mel, you are an inconvenience. I'm sorry for being so oblivious and unaware about what I said about living alone.
June, I need help. I'm really struggling out here. Do you think I could stay with you for a little bit?
It will be a little tight, but yes, I will help you. You're one of my closest friends, and I would do anything to help you. My home is your home, always.
Thanks for understanding. I treasure our friendship.
Mel leans over to hug June tightly.
Now can we get my car? My cigarettes are in there, and I need a smoke bad.
June and Mel pulls out of the lot and drives towards the impound lot. Fade to black. Oh, that was so good. So, do you have any questions for me? I don't know. Should I ask you questions?
Um, I mean, we can do that. So what made this like such a big pivotal moment for your life that you had to almost like memorialize it with a script or like with a short film?
Um, hello? Hubby?
Let her in.
Hubby? You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Meet Hubby, everyone. Okay, she don't want to be on screen. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Are you gonna? She sat. Sit. Sit. Okay. I think basically why like this short film, like I don't know, I guess like when I was in this class and they're just like write a short film that's like less than 10 pages. I think just these are just one of the moments I feel like in our friendship that just really defined our friendship. Like it's just a
Mhm.
thing where it's just like I will never forget us walking in the woods and you telling me everything that's going on. Like I will never forget that. That is such an imprint in my mind, and it's like for a whole
You're cutting
year.
out, buddy.
What?
You were cutting out for a second.
Oh, I guess it's just like, for a whole year, I was like away, and for a long time, we were always together. We did a lot together, and like, I just think that whole upheaval of like your environment just completely disappears, and it just makes you very unaware of what other people are going through.
Right.
So it was just a really big inspiration. And I knew I always wanted to write like something related to this, because
Mm-hmm.
like I just felt like from that point on our friendship has just taken a whole new level. Like I really do feel like we became soulmates from that point.
Yeah, it definitely was like it was like you said in your script. I'm a very prideful person, and I am very limited to what I expose to people. I have very much like a very thick shell around me, so it just depends on how long I've been with you and like your certain qualities before I open up. I feel like now though that I have like my own space and like a place to live and job, I have a boyfriend that loves me, all of these things, I feel like I'm a little bit more lax and more open about how I feel and like what's going on. But like if you knew me like what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I would you would know shit.
Yeah, that was, and it's crazy that that really happened like 4 years ago because I still remember it. Like I still remember it. Like
Because that was 2016 when it's well, 2016, beginning of 2017, really. I mean, it started towards the end of high school, and then like that summer kind of just like snowballed and snowballed and snowballed, and finally it crashed. And then like I don't know. I'm just like a very private person, so I guess you getting this footage of me talking openly is a rarity.
well, it is pretty nice. Sit. Okay. I guess, I guess, my question to you is like, so, I feel like my question is too, like, how'd you feel when I told you I wanted to write a short film about this event, you know?
So I'm going to be completely honest with you, and this is probably the most candid I'm going to be about this for the first time to you. At first, I was kind of not upset, but more like I guess I don't know. I was kind of upset just due to the fact that I'm like, this is my life story, and you're telling it for me, and this is my thing. But more time passed, I just kind of like realized like this is her point of view of what happened. And, you know, all stories have different points of views. And I appreciate that you took the time. And this is honestly like your tribute to our friendship. And like looking at it now, I'm like, okay, this is her way of saying that she loves me. And this is, sorry, I'm about to tear up.
Oh my god.
Just the fact that you took the time to basically publicly display our affection, our PDA. But yeah, so like hopefully you don't take offense to me thinking about that. But like it's kind of like say someone wrote an autobiography about you, and they're just like, yeah, I wrote this not autobiography, but biography about you, and you're like, where'd you get this information? Do you really know how I felt? But it's different. I honestly enjoyed it. Honestly, reading through it was really fun. I kind of like it. I feel like I'm professional.
I'm really glad you liked it because like even when I was like writing this, like I guess I was really not trying to like put so much into it because like I said, like it's like my point of view. Like that's
Yeah.
why like, when I wrote like the character June, I was like, well, I want her to be oblivious, like how I was oblivious, like you
And you
know,
still sometimes you can be oblivious, but you know what? You made it accurate.
yeah, it's like the thing of like saying things that have like that irony to it, like you just don't know, and it's just like that's how I felt because like I guess I wouldn't say like our friendship up until that point was even superficial. I wouldn't even say it was superficial. Like I felt like I thought I knew you, but then when you
Right.
told me about this, I was like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know her, or I
Right.
don't know. At least like I feel like some shit that
You surface level.
yeah. So it's just like so to me it was just like, oh wow, like And at first I was actually kind of upset that I wasn't like one of the main people to
Mm-hmm.
know what was going on. But at the same time, I was just
But
like, well,
granted, you were in college,
yeah,
a couple hours away. Like, what could have you done for me? Like, I
exactly,
could have listened and
exactly.
talked to me, but like, I had Brianna who was close by for a little bit. Then she went to basic, and then I ended up having to like figure it out on my own a little bit. But then towards the end of it, you started helping. Obviously, not towards the end of it. Rest of the way, you helped with the plan.
Mhm.
So
So
like,
yeah,
don't beat yourself up too much about it. That's what I say.
I stopped after a while because we were when we were talking about it, I'm just like, well, there really wasn't much I could have done, and maybe I guess maybe I just kind of thought of it like, well, maybe the times like we did talk on the phone was like enough for you, and I'm just like, well, if that was
Right.
like enough, then I'm like, okay, well then that's fine because like I'm your friend, I'm one of your closest friends. Like even if I can't do anything on that end, maybe I can do something on our
Right.
actual friendship end, like take you
Right.
out to the movies or go to dinner or just go on a walk or something like that.
And often, I guess this is where I put my little tidbit about mental health. Sometimes your friends, when they are down, they don't necessarily want you to like, what do you want me to do? Therapy. Let's talk about it. Sometimes they just want to hang out and be distracted for a while. And that's a lot of where our relationship has been. And obviously, we talk about emotional things too. So don't ignore the emotional mental health things, but just like take notes on what that person needs at that moment. And you do a very good job of it.
Oh, thanks, friend. As Shane Dawson would say, I'm an empath. I'm just kidding. So sad.
Man, someone else quoted that the other day. I don't remember who. I think it was Ashley actually.
Oh, really?
I think my sister quoted it. Oh my god.
I always say I don't really. I'm like, I mean, like we all know Shane Dawson's canceled in this house. But I just love saying that because it just really
I'm
kills.
an empath. Every young life person who doesn't believe in astrology, they believe in like what is it, the enneagrams or whatever. Have you like seen that?
I think I read a book on it.
Yeah. So like that I think that's like what number or like what kind of personality you are. You
Oh
might.
yeah, I read that the other week.
So I saw okay, this is completely off topic, but what else showcases our friendship other than being off topic? Anyway, basically I saw this thing on Instagram. It's like one of those weird meme accounts, and there was like, how it's like, this is basically this. So basically it was like enneagrams are basically astrology for young life slash youth pastors. And I'm like, where's the lie? Because every like young life youth pastor that I know, they're all like heavily into it. And I'm like, I'm just a Virgo. I do know my enneagram is a 4. I'm like individualist.
I am, I think, a one.
Is that the one that's like go getter almost, like that kind of thing, or
I think it's like a one or whatever the one is like an epitaph.
That's not empath.
It's like one or two. I forget. Um,
No,
but yeah,
no,
it's kind of like the go getter. Like I am a go getter. I
same.
don't mess around.
I'm also just weird.
We both are weird.
I definitely relate heavily to the being weird person, the individual. Okay, I'm looking at the charts. The one is the perfectionist, or the reformer, and the idealist.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's definitely you. I would say the other one I would probably put you in would be like maybe an 8, like the challenger, the boss, the protector, or 2, the helper, the giver, the mentor. No, actually, no, scratch 2. Number 3, the achiever, the performer, the motivator.
Am I really motivating?
You can be. You motivate people. You also motivate yourself to do stuff.
I mean, I do.
Like, when you're on a kick, I'm on a kick, and vice versa.
That is true. Our energies are linked. I swear sometimes we're on the same wavelength.
Like right now it's Virgo season, baby, and we are out here being creative.
We really are. Like, I just don't want this momentum to end. And I feel like this time is different, Like, me, like I get on my creative.
Yeah, you get on a creative binge and then like you crash. And I feel like that's a lot of struggles for creatives. I love how this is just becoming like a conversation. Just a round table.
Yes. Oh my God, we should do more roundtables.
I would totally be down. I feel like
Is this our forte to our podcast?
honestly, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is like the podcast. It's just literal conversations about different things. We can talk about different topics. Anyways, everybody viewing this, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm not. I hope they like these conversations because I mean it just shows how we jump from so many different things.
But I was thinking maybe we could do like a podcast where we talk about like, I don't know, stupid shit every day. And then we cut to like, we can talk about movies, we can talk about TV shows, we can talk about the arts in general.
I would be down.
I would love that. Honestly,
I would love that too.
I think it'd be good energy. And we can just socially distance.
Oh, I was gonna say something.
Why is this like becoming a conversation? Like we're on the phone.
because that's honestly, I don't know. It's just
it just showcases their relationship with the script as well. Like,
yeah,
literally we can talk about anything and everything.
We really can. Like, you're right. I do feel like we're on the phone. I was gonna say, oh, last night. Okay, did you get that tweet I sent you on Twitter about the professor email?
Okay, so I saw a lot of people retweet it and like interact with it, but it was too long for my head to read. But I'm going to skim it real quickly.
It was, oh my God. I wasn't going off on Niall, but we were talking about it. And it was really interesting because I'm like, dude, I should make a video over this. And Niall was like, do it, start the script. I said, oh, you're right, sir. But I bookmarked the question. And
so is he basically talking about, okay. So is this just a conversation about how a lot of this course specifically is talking about like Black literature, but a lot of the writers are like white / non-white, that kind of thing?
yeah, basically to summarize the email, this professor who was I'm assuming is an older white man, is telling this young Black girl that yes, and he's teaching a queer studies class or queer studies, whatever.
And like some background there, a lot of queer culture is based off of Black people. Like you guys would not have drag culture without Black people. You would not have gay rights or Stonewall without a trans Black woman. So the fact that it's not being represented and not being like appreciated, when we're not appreciating the people who put in the work and the research, that's not it.
Yeah. And basically he basically said that like Black culture, like Black people that only talk about Black culture is a limited representation and a limited view. And I was like, well, because it's their culture. How are you gonna sit there and be like, oh, as a white person, I need to know more about your culture, or like your culture is just like, well, you only know so much about it because it's just your point of view. But it's like, okay, but if we create it, if we have the first person perspective, what you know what I'm saying? And then like I was telling him, I was like, well, because we were talking about, he was just like, well, I can kind of agree with what the professor says. Like he can like try and pick things that he fits for the course, and I'm like, okay, I understand that, I get that, but also when you're picking, like, yeah, Paris is Burning, I know that's one of the most iconic queer films, You know, there's two other films, but they're from the 90s, the 80s. We're in 2020. You don't think there's any LGBT content, queer content that's been released by writers, movie like filmmakers now, and you're not including them? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Right.
that's fine, but like, you know, coming from a student, like, you want a more of an update for that. And some people in the
Right.
thread said that they had the same stuff when they were in school in the 90s. That was their same
Right.
syllabus.
And that's often like the issue with like our schooling and our education. A lot of the teachings are very dated. And then some things get updated so rapidly that we didn't get the gradual growth with it. Like, for example, math. How math used to be when our parents were younger to when we were younger. And then this generation, I guess we're still in the same generation as it, but we're completely different. We are Zennials. But just like the fact that, you know, there was no gradual like upgrade. It was just like, okay, this book was published in 1973. Guess what? This is how we're going to teach it. And this is how it is forever. I'm like, no, our times have literally changed so much.
Mm.
That's past the vintage literature. In some cases it's important. Other cases it's like, it's not important.
Yeah, it was just a really interesting conversation we were having, and I was just like, wow, I really have some like some feelings about that. And then like I was talking about like how like I guess like with this tweet, like it came up just like thoughts of like culture appropriation and how like a lot of like TikTokers and popular, you know, social media influencers are like using Black culture and like appropriating it using the gas of, oh, it's pop culture. It's like, okay, well, just because Black culture is pop culture does not mean
Just because
it negates it, you know?
it's also like, why are Black people a trend? Like, it's weird. Like, why should they be a trend? They're literally people. It's like, I think I brought this up to you. I'm like, man, when's the year Arab shit's gonna be trendy? Like,
Yeah, and it's so, and then it's really interesting. And then the whole thing with Adele popped up, and like I was on that Twitter thread saying how people were like, well, it's appropriation. Other people were like, well, she's paying homage at a Jamaican festival.
that
And
was incredible.
yeah, so like, what if she was actually appreciating? And I'm just like,
I just think, okay, my own thoughts on this. Also, you know what? I guess I shouldn't have any points because I am non-Black, but them Bantu knots are not it. Those were not it for her. She looks like, hold on, let me flip the picture.
it looked really tight. Like they look hella tight.
That's what she looks like to me. But it just didn't look right. I mean, granted, I'm sure she probably paid a Black person to do it for her. Do like all these different things. We also like, I feel like as a society, we have kind of, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable.
It's okay. Get comfy.
In society, we kind of we base our opinions off of a photo or a video from a certain point of view. And, you know, I feel like we kind of abandoned the concept of like digging deeper and researching like what was behind it. But then in some cases, it's just so blatant. It's like, okay, they're being racist.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like with the Adele thing, a lot of people feel mixed about it because we don't know the story behind the picture. Personally, it's not a good look on her, but
we don't know.
we don't know. Man, this is really turning into a podcast.
It's a crazy thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this ponytail.
I look like a little baby.
What?
I look like a little baby.
Okay, side note, can we talk about the VMAs for a second? So,
Man, this is when we gotta start a podcast. This is it.
we have to. Like,
At this point.
this is just literally, and then we should do like a Christmas special and be like, Merry Christmas.
You know what? We should also like, if we do this podcast, we should like film it so that we can make a YouTube video of it too, so we can watch the podcast and then listen to it if they wanted to. But that means I'd have to dress cute sometimes.
We had to what?
And so that means I'd have to dress cute sometimes.
I
I
think
have a
it
fake
looks okay.
video.
What will we name it? Mel and Joan? Jane
No,
M? M and J?
no, it needs to be something more creative. Don't worry. I will brainstorm this as soon as we hang up off this call. I will bullet journal about it.
Please bullet journal about it. When I get off this call, I'm going to transfer all my
I might
photos.
eat food.
What?
I might eat food too. Food sounds good.
I had that Dairy Queen, and honestly, I think I might do a workout. Like, okay. I'm jumping all over the place, but I literally had.
It's really turned into a commentary now. It's like social commentary.
I literally have been debating doing like a fitness challenge because I don't know what it is. I've just been watching a lot of fitness challenges, fitness YouTubers. I'm just like, I really do want to get fit. And I feel like low key I have been because my triceps are killing it. My legs are, I feel the muscle. It's so weird. My body, it's like I'm entering this new relationship with my body where I don't really hate it anymore, but I don't know what's happening.
You know what? It's the transformative period. And I feel like a lot of people are experiencing that especially with the pandemic. The pandemic is like awakening everybody, making everybody feel good. Or trying to. Honestly, makes me want to die, but we'll get better.
Yeah, I'm just trying, man. Gotta clean up my stuff. Well, I guess this is the end of our reading commentary video. Yeah, thank you, Mallakah, for joining in my video.
Keep
I
an,
love letter.
keep an ear out. There will be a podcast.
There will be a podcast in the future. Y'all better look out for that. I will put her socials in the link below. But thank you.
Just put my Twitter. Put my Twitter. I think that's where you get a good grasp of who I am.
I'll put your Twitter. I'll link it. But yeah, thank you so much. I love our talks. Thank you. You have anything to say before we at least stop recording?
I hope everybody has a beautiful Virgo season. Be motivated. Do your work. Write in your planners. That's it.
Love to hear that.